Greetings, fellow pals and gals of the YouTube world. It's your boy, the Wolfgamer25, and we are back for another riveting segment of Figure Friday. Now, I would very much like to say I hope you guys are having a great night. I hope you guys are still handling quarantine sanely as possible, if I will. Only reason I say that is because I've spoken to a lot of my friends, not just here in my hometown, but at the same time, like I have friends all around the world, and I know that they're kind of struggling with the fact that the quarantine is making them slowly lose their minds. But I do hope that you are handling it very well because it is necessary. We are all doing our part to ensure that this COVID stuff is going to be stopping. And I would just like to say, I hope that you had a great day. Now, before we get into it, I hope that I appreciate that. Thank you, sis. I do hope that if you haven't already, please do your boy a favor. If you haven't already, go get something to eat, something to drink, maybe, or even a snack or two if you want to. Because as you know, I want you guys to be able to relax and just unwind as we talk about the merchandise of tonight, and as you all be with me as I nerd out. So please, go ahead and go do that. And don't even worry about me. I've already eaten and I've got me something to drink right here, so don't even worry about me. Meantime, while you're doing that, it actually gives me a chance to answer some messages real quick. Because usually, one thing that I've noticed that I like to start doing is I like to start at like maybe the 3 minute marker, which of course the only reason I'm putting up is because that's where the timer is, since of course we're live. But if you like, please go ahead and help yourself, and I'll be right here waiting. Yeah. I mean, that's actually like maybe 3 times that people have told me. And for those of you guys who can't see, as you can see, this is a new shirt that I have procured, a Powerline T-shirt. This is one of those things that dates back to another part of my childhood because yes, it's true. I did grow up watching a lot of Disney movies, and of course, the Goofy movies. They were part of that, and I'm happy to say that I was happy that I watched them because they they always made me smile, and they helped me to see the fact that a lot of messages in the shows and a lot of movies that they made is that it's okay to to stand out from the crowd, never be afraid to be different, and to me that said a lot because I'm not afraid, I'm different, and hey, I know a lot of you guys are out there too, and I applaud you for that, and I salute you. Ah, of course. Okay, you guys good? You ready? Because as you know, I am. Um, but once again, I do hope that you guys are handling this, small quarantine and under lock and key thing very well. And I hope that those of you guys who are actually going out there to, if not face the crowds, then if you have a job, I do hope that you're handling it very well and that you're staying safe. And of course, the main issue, the washing the hands. Don't forget about those, folks. I've said it in my previous 2 videos, and I mean, if I have to, I'll repeat it as many times as possible just to help you guys out. But anyways, I do hope that you guys have sat back and relaxed. I do hope that you're ready for tonight because, as you know, it's just you, me, and the merchandise of tonight. So, for today, I thought that since the last stream was sort of, the dual side of the coin, as I said, I thought that maybe we could actually do that again. However, in this one, it's going to be in the same universe. As today, we actually take a walk into the universe of Marvel. And today we're actually going to be doing a sort of a dual. It's kind of like the double side of the coin, but at the same time with an added bonus at the end. And don't worry about it, folks. There's going to be the added bonus at the end is going to be a familiar face. I've shown him plenty of times in my streams, but I do hope that you guys enjoy. So please sit back, relax, kick your feet up, and enjoy. Before we start, though, let me get a swig because I can already feel my throat drying up. Woo! Oh, excuse me. Sorry. But yes. Um, so, as I said before, the whole reason that I was thinking about this over the past couple of days, since I did like both sides of the coin on my live stream, I did two different worlds, but at the same time, two different people. I did a hero and a villain. Both of them were from different universes. One from DC, one was from Marvel. But tonight is actually going to be about both Marvel heroes and a Marvel villain. And both of them are basically. I mean, they're not. I'm not going to say they're both. They're one of them is a super heavyweight, and the other one is basically a heavyweight. But at the same time, he does know how to go toe to toe with big names. So we're going to introduce two characters, three characters actually, and going to tell you guys information about them, who they are, where they came from, and of course what they can do, their abilities, things like that. So why don't we just cut to the nitty gritty and get into it, huh? So for the first start, I thought that we can go ahead and look at the hero aspect of the Marvel universe. Now, this particular individual, he is actually a Russian mutant who was born in Siberia. Um, he the way that his powers had actually manifested is in a way kind of a savior's tale, if you will, because at the same time he was looking out for his family and was able to save the family member. And in doing so, it helped him to discover what he can do and, of course, how his abilities can help and benefit him. But I don't want to spoil nothing else until I introduce him. Oh my goodness! Now I looked up his first and last name. It is a Russian name. I can understand the first name in English and in Russian, but the second one I'm probably gonna have a little bit of trouble introducing and pronouncing because I'm not really fluent in Russian. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna not try. So team for a while. Whenever Charles Xavier was out recruiting new X-Men, and I'll tell you exactly why as you guys just help me introduce him. Now, as I said, he is Russian. I don't think he's the first Russian mutant or Russian mutant or superhero because there are others out there who are hailing from the world of either like Siberia or Russia, even around the world. But this particular individual, he does have not necessarily like a hard head, if you will, but whenever he powers up, it does get pretty hard, and at the same time, a hard exterior, but a heart of gold. And that gentleman, he does have a name. Of course, that name is Peter, or in Russian, forgive me if I butcher this, it's Piotr, yeah, Piotr, or something like that. And his last name is actually Nico Leveyk. Nico Leveyk. Vic, sorry, Leveyk. Laevik. I'm sorry. And his last name is actually, ironically, Rasputin. But I don't think he's in relation to, Rasputin. But yeah. But other alias that he did have was actually known as Colossus. That's right, folks. One of the heavy hitters of the X-Men crew, Colossus. Now, as I said, he is. There we go. That's better. Just want my camera to focus in for you guys. He is a Russian mutant who was born in Siberia. He's actually born from a Soviet collective farm. Forgive me. That is near a lake in Baikal, close to Siberia. And he was actually living there with his family. He lived with his mother, his father, and his baby sister, and he did have a brother, an older brother, but kind of a tragic story for that one because his brother was actually a cosmonaut, and in doing so, he actually supposedly had died due to a rocket incident. And of course, I mean, nothing was really proven, but a lot of stipulation surrounds the stories due to the fact that most people believe that his brother did die during the rocket accident, but others say that he just kind of went AWOL and kind of went missing for the time being, but no one's really seen him every now and then. So, um, the way that his powers had actually manifested, as I said, was actually a story of him finding his true calling, which of course was being the savior of his family. Because while one day in his village, everybody was out working, wiping the sweat from the brows, busting their backs, and busting ass at the same time. Uh, there was actually an incident where the tractor that they were using had actually gotten away from them, and there was really no other way to stop it. Now, here's the kicker. Um, Peter's little sister here, her name was actually Ileana. She actually was on the farm at the time it happened, and in doing so, he recognized it and he actually acted really fast. In doing so, um, that's where his mutation ability had actually manifested from during like his human to his armor, because that's basically what he can do. He armors himself up in a sort of unbreakable metal type armor deal, and in doing so, he actually stopped the tractor, and in doing so, saved his sister's life. And he's actually brought peace to his valley and his village. However, during the time there was, I believe, a war going on, but I don't really know how long it lasted or like who won on each side or who won on either side. Forgive me on that one, folks. I didn't get a chance to read much into the character today. As I was at work, I was busy. But please forgive me. Oh, I never stressed either. Oh. But yeah, um, fun little fact here, folks, is that even when he's in human form, he's actually in peak condition. He stands like a full on 6'1", 6'2", very stout individual, very strong, bulky individual. And when he shifts into his armor form, that's actually when his strength and his abilities are enhanced. Mostly, yes, because of the strength, because he's able to lift things 10 times his body weight. And of course, I know that he did a lot of team ups with the X-Men, and in doing so, most of the time it was Logan, because they always did what they called the cannonball, which of course is when Colossus would pick him up, and Logan would kind of hunker down like this, and in doing so, Colossus would just chuck him across the field or even at an enemy, and it was just monumental because that actually helped to learn a bigger team up and one of the most well-known ass-kicking things throughout the Marvel universe. And of course, it was used on the Sentinels a lot, which of course, I would tell you guys about the Sentinels, but that's best served for another time when I can possibly maybe get my hands on one of those guys. I'm on the hunt for them. They think they can hide, but they can't. No. They can't hide from me. I'm gonna find them. Yeah. I'm gonna find you. I'm sorry. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. Let me fix that right there. You guys good? Relaxed? You cool? Good. Now, we're gonna shift gears and we're gonna head into the other side of the coin, which of course is the villain side. Now, the one I'm gonna bring up, they have made, I'm gonna say, 2 movies with this character, and he's had a couple of cameos in a lot of the Avengers movies, but at the same time, he's more well known now through like the entire Marvel universe, Marvel Cinematic Universe, Marvel comic book world, and basically throughout the entire solar system. And he has only one alias, and of course, he only has one mission. Now, relax. This particular individual, he does have a rather pale complexion, if you will, but he always keeps a smile on his face, even though his mission is basically mass genocide, because he's under the impression that his mission is pure, and the fact that if he annihilates half the population in one world, he can basically save the rest of the world. But in doing so, that doesn't really make any sense to me. But um, honestly, if I had a nickname like the Mad Titan, I'd probably think my vows and everything were justified. But in doing so, if you're Thanos, I don't know, because you always have that smile and that smug look on your face. There he is, folks. The Mad Titan, also called Thanos. Come on, camera, focus for me. You did it just a second ago. Do it again. There you go. As you can see, this is not the typical Thanos that you're looking at. No, this is actually the comic book version that I was able to snag. It's a special edition, and I was actually able so happy to add it to my collection. Sorry. And of course, he's rocking that, of course, Infinity Gauntlet, the first Infinity Gauntlet, which of course is the comic book one. Now, as I said, he is well known out through the Marvel universe, through comics, movies, history. You know, just all around one of the biggest, baddest bad guys in the whole Marvel Cinematic world. Um, First appearance was actually, ironically, in the it was in an edition of the Invincible Iron Man, which of course was back in the 1970s. Can't remember the exact date, but either way, it was back in the 1970s. Um, he did, however, it was in number 55, I believe, and the story of him, it's kind of a tragic upbringing, but at the same time, and to me, I kind of feel like he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, you know, because Thanos, he does have history with much more powerful beings. Of course, also called the Elementals, and the thing about them is that I I mean, if memory serves, they are stronger than him, but I mean, they do have their limits. I won't lie to you guys, but that's beside the point. You know, we're not talking about them, not yet, folks. But we will eventually. You have my word on that. But yeah, history about Mr. Thanos here. He was born to the Eternals known as Mentor and Susan, and who the thing about him, why he looks like that, he was actually subjected to a gene called the deviant gene. Right from birth, he was exposed to it by, of course, his parents, his birth parents, and in turn, it actually made him become like how he is today, which of course is also known as the mutant or even a Titan. Now, in doing so, the thing about that is that he also had another alias, which of course is also known as the sixth orbiting moon, or like known as the moon of Saturn. Sorry about that. And in doing so, when he was born, it was actually where he developed his, purple, hide-like, rough exterior, and it actually, in doing so, it increased his abilities, do like such as strength, smarts, and even like statistical abilities, things like that. Because he did go into a lot of wars, including the Infinity Wars. But that's best for the point. But in doing so, yes, there is a few hidden facts about him, because I do know for a fact that he did in turn did get into it one-on-one with Captain America. But I mean, I didn't get a chance to read more into that historic moment because I was still really just so taken by the movie Endgame, because that really it brought up the fact, because when Cap was standing right there on that low little hill, and they just have to look up and see Thanos with his army just rolling in, a monumentous moment in Marvel history that I'll never forget. Oh, boy, I need a swig. Folks. Oh boy. Oh, excuse me. Now, um, even though he did have a tragic upbringing, we also have some fun facts about this guy. There is a Marvel character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe known as Mistress Death. Now, here's the kicker. He actually loves her. He loves her actually more than any single Marvel Universe cinematic person in the universe. My apologies, folks. A little wordplay backwards. Sorry about that. And not only has he held the Infinity Gauntlet, he's actually held the Cosmic Cube and a big sorry, it's actually been called the Heart of the Universe, which is another very powerful object. I did not get a chance to read into that story. Forgive me, folks, but that doesn't mean the fact that I'm going to quit. I'm going to look up more information on that. I'm going to get it to you guys as fast as possible. Boy, now remember that special that I told you guys about? Now, I just want to apologize because he kind of begged me to be in the stream because I know I talked about him, his alter egos, and I couldn't turn him down because he had this smile about him, and I'll let you guys know more about him. Of course, you probably know who he is once I bring him up. Um, Now he is rocking kind of a, I'm gonna say, relaxing attire, because he looks like he is relaxed, but at the same time he's just got that weird look in his face, and he's just looking at me. I'm sorry about that. But as I said, I would very much like for you guys to help me introduce a friendly, reminding face here. He's actually the middle of the coin that I was talking about, as we have heroes and villains. This guy is actually in the middle, which I like to call the anti-heroes. Now, he's one of the most well-known anti-heroes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and next to Wolverine, he basically rivals his powers when it comes down to like um, peak physical attributes and of course a regeneration ability. The only difference between them is that he knows when to be serious and he knows when to joke. And the fact that he has this sick obsession with chimichangas, I mean, I would never really understand because I mean, when you're this guy, you never really understand the fact of how the world works. You just have to live it, folks. Wade Wilson, aka Deadpool. This was another special edition that I was able to procure because, as you can see, he does have that smile on, but at the same time, he's got those boxers on. Let me just censor. Come on, Wade. Come on, we're live now. Come on, you gotta remember. I know. Sometimes I don't even know how. But interesting facts about Deadpool here, folks, is that he has cameoed in basically every. Now hold on. I said basically every single comic known into the Marvel universe. Yes, it's true. He does have standalone comics, and he has his own movies, his own fan base, and everything. I'm not gonna say that they're toxic because me, I'm a fan of Deadpool too. Come on, folks. I mean, but I'm also a fan of a lot of anti-heroes, including Venom. But that's there for another part. Um, but I'll give you guys one last look before we end it. I like to call this the stay-at-home Deadpool because this is, as I said, uh, he seems like he's just staying home because he's rocking those patented pink slippers of his, and of course the broken heart boxers. Well, wait, those hearts aren't broken. Never mind. Sorry. And of course, Colossus, Piotr. And as you can see, I also meant to mention that he's also rocking his X-Men look. And of course, the Mad Titan, Thanos. Thinking about it, I might actually watch Endgame tonight if I get the chance. Shoot. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it there, guys. Um, be sure, if you can, hit the follow button whenever you like, and it's posted right there in just a minute. And don't be afraid to smash that like button if you like. Any kind of questions, comments, please for sanity, or if you just want to say hey, I appreciate that. Please feel free to drop in the comment section below. Don't be afraid to, as I said, drop a thumbs up, like it as much as possible. I just want to say thank you also because I don't know if I spoke about it last time. If I did, I apologize. I did have a small increase in subscribers, and I'm so epically grateful for that because you guys are the ones who keep this channel going, and I want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And everyone here at the Wolfpack thanks you for joining. And until next time, guys, stay safe, stay awesome, stay weird, stay yourselves, and always remember, lávate las manos, por favor. And until next time, guys, stay safe, huh? Peace.